Why is it hard for me to relax? There is a very familiar truth in adult life. Sometimes we have time to rest, but the mind does not truly rest. The body may be sitting still, yet inside the head is still full of thoughts. And sometimes you may honestly ask yourself, why is it so hard for me to relax? You may have experienced this feeling before. After a long day of work, you go home, sit down, pick up your phone, or turn on the television to relax. But only a few minutes later, the mind begins to think again. It thinks about unfinished work, about plans for tomorrow, about uncertainties in the future. On the outside you are resting, but inside the mind is still working. You and I are living in a time where life moves very quickly. Every day there is a lot of information and many things to deal with. Work requires us to think constantly. Life also pushes us to calculate and prepare for the future. Gradually, the mind becomes used to always being active. At first, this helps us adapt to life, but when the mind becomes accustomed to running constantly, it begins to think even when it is not necessary. When there is a quiet moment, instead of resting, the mind looks for something else to think about. From a Buddhist perspective, the difficulty of relaxing does not come from a lack of free time. It comes from the mind's habit of clinging to thoughts. When one thought appears, the mind often follows it with many more. From a small matter, the mind can create a long chain of thinking, and the more it thinks, the harder it becomes for the mind to feel calm. You can notice this in very familiar moments. When you are eating but your mind is still thinking about work. When you are walking but the mind is worrying about tomorrow. When you are with your family but unfinished thoughts are still running in your head. What is important to see is that not every thought is necessary. Many thoughts are simply habits of the mind. They repeat again and again without truly helping solve any problem. Yet those same thoughts slowly make us feel tired and unable to relax. Buddhism does not say that we must force the mind to stop thinking completely. What matters more is recognizing when the mind is running too fast. When we notice that, we can gently return to the present moment. Sometimes it only takes a very simple moment. Breathe in a little more slowly. Breathe out a little more slowly. When drinking a sip of water, just know that you are drinking. When walking, simply pay attention to your steps. Small moments like these give the mind a chance to settle down. In truth, many people do not lack the ability to relax. They have simply lived too long with a mind that is always busy. So before ending this video, I would like to ask you a very honest question. Recently, do you truly not have time to relax? Or has your mind simply become used to never stopping? If you have ever felt this way, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.